there, I'm Laura from 5 out of 4 Patterns and welcome to Sewing School. Today we are talking about darts. Have you ever been afraid of them? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I'm not ready to admit to any of that, but today we are talking about darts. It's quick, it's simple, not a big deal, and you will be off and running with all your dart making. So the first thing we need to do is cut out some pattern pieces. We've got our pattern piece right here. I've cut it out. I've also cut out the dart here. Only on the actual pattern piece, the paper pattern piece itself, will you do that. Do not cut out the dart on your fabric. All right, so we've got our pattern piece and we've got our fabric. The first thing we're going to do is turn our fabric wrong side up. Oops, wrong side up here. All right, and we're gonna place our pattern piece right back on top of it, and we're gonna weigh it down with some pattern weights. Whatever you've got for pattern weights will work just fine. Okay, move this down here. There we go. Now, the next thing you can see, I have already done it. Whoopsies. I've already done it, is I have snipped at the bottom of the dart legs here. You can see right here, about 1/8 inch up from the seam allowance. You're going to do that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of chalk or some sort of instrument that you use to mark your fabric with, and we're going to trace our dart. So, because I'm using knit, it tends to want to stretch, so I'm going to just make sure I hold it down to the best of my ability and take my time. Trying to get it dark to make sure that you can see it really well. All right, so now let's take our pattern weights off and our pattern piece. Here we are. I have traced our dart in there. All right, so to sew the darts, we're going to fold our fabric right side together. So this is the right side up down here. We marked on the wrong side. We're going to pin along the dart, and starting at the seam allowance, we're going to sew the dart with a straight stitch, and we are not going to back stitch when we hit the top of the dart. All right, so I need to match up. So I've got my snips, I'm matching up my snips here, but also here's my blue line right here. And if I hold that and go to the other side, my other blue line is right there. So we are lined up perfectly. Grab a pin here. And pin it there. Okay, so carefully. There we go. All right, you can see that my point, it might be hard to see, my point is right here. All right, and that's where I folded it. And I'm actually going to put a pin right there. All right, and so just double checking that the blue line on one side matches the blue line on the other, and we are good, so let's pin. I know other people pin differently. They might pin going this direction, but I do it. This is just the way I do it. It's the way I've always done it. Okay, now we are going to stitch from the seam allowance up to the point, okay, following our line that we traced. We're not going to back stitch when we get to the dart point, which is up here at the top. We're going to continue sewing right off of our fabric, and we're going to leave about a 3 to 4 inch long thread before cutting. All right, so let's go do that. Okay, we're back. Here we are. We've got our dart here, and we've got our threads that are just dangling here. We did not backstitch. Let's cut our bottom threads. Okay. Now, we are going to, we're going to knot these just a few times, 3 or 4 times. So when we're talking about darts, there's a particular way to press them. If you're doing waist darts like these, or even on a skirt, you're going to press them toward the center seam or the center of the bodice. This is a back bodice, but the center is right here. So I'm going to press this toward this center seam. Now, if you're doing bust darts, you're going to press them down toward the waistband. Okay, here we are. We have our completed dart, and you can see how lovely. Ooh, it's so nice and classy. Oh, I love it so much. But there it is, there's our dart. That's how you do darts. It's really super simple, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Sewing School and that you will join us again next time. Make sure you subscribe below so that you can get notifications every time we post a video. We have a lot going on, and we want to enjoy that with you. So I will see you next time on Sewing School.